Hello, my name is Amanda Stratton, and this is my presentation on Alzheimer's and dementia and why it is a family crisis. What is Alzheimer's disease? Many people believe it's just memory loss, but it is so much more than that. Alzheimer's disease is an irreversible, progressive brain disease that slowly destroys memory and thinking skills and eventually can be fatal. It is also one of the most common causes of dementia in older people. That leads me to what is dementia? According to the Alzheimer's Association, dementia is not a specific disease. It is an overall term that describes a wide range of symptoms associated in the decline in memory or other thinking skills severe enough to reduce a person's ability to perform everyday activities. The next slide, I want to share a little skit that my grandmother's friend Millie agreed to do with me a couple of semesters ago on Alzheimer's.
Hi, Grandma. How are you? Good. How about you? Oh, I'm good. I came to eat lunch with you today. I already ate, dear. What would you eat? I don't know. I haven't eaten yet. Well, you just said you already ate. No, I didn't. Who are you? I want my granddaughter. She always eats lunch with me. But I am your granddaughter, Grandma. I'm here to eat lunch with you. Yes, I know. That's what I was just telling that girl who didn't believe me. What girl, Grandma? The one over there sitting in the chair. Grandma, there's nobody over there. It's just you and me today. She must have left before you got here. Okay, well here, eat your sandwich. It sounds like you're a little confused. I'm sure you'll feel better afterwards. I love you, Grandma. Love you too, dear.
In that skit, we wanted people to see the memory loss that is caused from the Alzheimer's. In the beginning, she said she had eaten, but then she had changed her mind because she said she hadn't eaten. And then she thought me, as pretending to be her granddaughter, wasn't her granddaughter, that there was another person there at the house instead of me. Why is Alzheimer's dementia a family crisis? It can cause stress on the one suffering and the caregiver or caregivers. In my personal experience, we had multiple caregivers for my grandmother suffering from Alzheimer's because we ended up being able to keep her at home with the help of the 24-hour caregivers. It also causes stress on the family members who are involved in taking care of the person suffering. It can be costly, definitely time consuming because it's really a full-time job when you have to take care of somebody who has Alzheimer's dementia. I think the biggest part for me personally was the emotional roller coaster though. That really affected myself and the rest of my family. One day my grandmother would be happy and cheery and super smiley and full of life. But the next day she would be sad and depressed and not want to get out of bed. It was really difficult to see her go through this huge and drastic change. She used to be a person who was so full of life and loving and caring, and now she really didn't know who she was or, what was going on from day to day or what date it was or anything like that. So it was definitely a new learning process that my family and I had to go through, on top of my grandmother having to live through it as well. When I first heard of Alzheimer's dementia, I didn't understand what it was, so I started doing some research. And in my research, I actually found that there is different types of dementia. And Alzheimer's is a form of dementia. But there's also many other types of dementia, and they include a few of the following: vascular dementia, mixed dementia, Parkinson's disease is a form of dementia, and there's a few others listed that are different types of dementia as well. Some people wonder what the difference is between Alzheimer's and dementia. Aren't they the same thing? Basically, they go hand in hand, but Alzheimer's is a disease that destroys the brain, or the brain cells, which basically means the brain deteriorates. Dementia is described as a set of symptoms that is caused by the destroyed brain cells. I'd like to share some statistics that I have found, and over 5 million Americans currently suffer from Alzheimer's disease. That is a large amount of people. I can't even begin to imagine what 5 million people look like, let alone suffering from Alzheimer's. It's just so sad. There is no cure. The only thing that is really possible is just to get medications to help the person be more comfortable, to help lessen side effects from the dementia, and that's about it. There's still tons of research to be done. There's still plenty of ways to try and figure out what works with what, and all that. So Alzheimer's disease is also the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. More than $200 billion is spent annually treating Alzheimer's disease. I thought that was pretty huge. I can't imagine 5 million people, let alone $200 billion. The average family caring for a relative with Alzheimer's can expect to spend around $215,000 throughout the entire course of the disease, at least. And as you can see from the chart on the top right hand corner, Alzheimer's disease is 71% of the major deaths from major diseases. So I can't begin to grasp my mind around this whole concept. It's just so devastating. Also on the left hand side, there's a little picture stating that more than 5 million people suffer with the disease, and also 1 in 3 seniors die with Alzheimer's or another form of dementia. I don't think I will ever be able to grasp the vast qualities of this disease, let alone not knowing what it really truly does to the brain. I mean, yes, we know it destroys brain cells, but the whole thought process of how somebody suffering from it has to learn to deal with it, I just can't imagine. There's also many effects dealing with Alzheimer's dementia, and some of them include the deterioration of the social abilities, the alteration in personality, the memory loss, of course, the alterations in the brain, basically meaning that the brain cells are destroyed, and there are also behavioral complications. The good news, though, is that there are resources available to help family, friends, the ones suffering, and the caregivers. There are 3 helplines that I had found that I thought I should share. The first one is from the Alzheimer's Association helpline. The second one is from the Alzheimer's Caregiver helpline. And the third one is from the Alzheimer's Foundation of America. This next slide shows, go back. This slide shows a couple people who have suffered in my family, and the picture on the left is my grandmother, Alberta Reed. She is holding my daughter that was born back in 2007. My grandmother was born in 1929, and she was taken too soon in 2010. On the right-hand side is my husband's grandmother, and her name is Elaine Stratton. She was born in 1925, and she was just taken from us this year. That is Elaine in the picture, my husband in the back, I'm on the side, and then our 3 children. And these ladies were so full of life. They loved their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren. So to see them go through this whole process of Alzheimer's dementia was truly devastating. It was definitely a learning process for everybody involved on how to take care of somebody, what to say, what to do, how to keep them comfortable and all of that. Thank you for your time. I have truly enjoyed doing this presentation, and I hope you have learned a little something about the Alzheimer's disease and why it is a family crisis. In one of my classes I took in past semesters here at EIU, it had led me to an incredible book that gave the reader a look into caring for an Alzheimer's disease relative. The book is titled The House on Beartown Road by Elizabeth Cohen. I would recommend this book to anyone wanting to get an idea of what living and caring for someone with this disease is really like. It was truly an amazing book. And this last slide is my references that I used to help me gather the information for my presentation. And that is it. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Have a great day.